The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And now they'll look to answer working from behind. And remember, this offense has sputtered yet. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. J.J. Watt picks up his second sack of the afternoon. After the sack on first down, Roethlisberger looking middle, and it's incomplete.
Tight end has become a bigger and bigger part of the passing game in the NFL, but if you drop the football, that position can get swapped out with a wide receiver in that spot, a running back in that spot. There are other ways they can go if you're not going to catch the ball.
And that's not just his first drop, his second drop of the game. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
That's an excellent job right there on third down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a first down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's fourth down.
Here comes Carter. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
At their own 48-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. First down, it's Watson. And that is incomplete here. Will Fuller was the intended target, but it'll be second down.
That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10, Watson. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8.
Brings up
nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line, and I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
The tackle,
but they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll run it with Johnson. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. Now it's Watson. This is caught. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston.
David Johnson.
From 3 yards out. And the Texans push further out in front. CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that will ensure that it will take a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie it. And this carries into the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They're down here in a 1-score game. At the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Well, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. Roethlisberger to throw. And he can't corral it. That would have wrapped it up if he'd been able to hold on. Instead, it brings up 3rd down.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Throwing now is Roethlisberger. And he finds McDonald. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The Steelers picking up 15 yards there and a 1st down.
I'm a little surprised right here. They've got 3 timeouts left. The clock's running down, and they aren't using them. Those timeouts do you no good at home. Use them now.
Bradley Roby there defensively.
Similar to a shooter in basketball, just connected on the previous shot. They run another set for him on the next play. Now, we had a guy who made the catch. They tried to get the big one downfield, but came up empty.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Here's Roethlisberger. And he can't corral it. That would have wrapped it up if he'd been able to hold on. Instead, it brings up 3rd down. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is it just off just by a bit?
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. 1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Texans 21.
Well, Charles, this one's going to be hard to digest. You take the lead into the 4th quarter, lose that lead. Maybe they felt like they let this one slip away a little bit. They will definitely feel like that because when you have a lead in the 4th quarter, all you talk about doing is finishing and closing a game out. But when you flip it over, how about that? Making the comeback and then finishing the game, sealing it on defense, they will feel jubilant in their locker room. So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we sign off from Heinz Field.
Ay, I use a dub, I'ma win, I won't lose with this. Ay, yeah, I'ma act a fool with this. Ay, yeah, I'ma act a fool with this. Ay, yeah, I'ma act a fool with this. Ay, I turn the knob, can't resist, I'm incredible. Yeah, came for the dollars, call it vegetable. Then I did the dash, can I catch me, bro? Ooh, then I did the dash, can I catch me, whoa? Your whole team is no competition. Boy, I did it by myself, it's a solo mission. Running up the charts, I'm a fool, dog. Turn the whole field to a schoolyard.
It's the NFL on EA Sports coming to you now from the foot of the Rockies in Denver, Colorado. Just a short time ago, sounds loud enough to reverberate across the Rockies. They're ready for football in Denver as the Broncos get set to do battle with the Houston Texans.
Taimi Fairbairn to kick off for Houston.
And off we go from Denver. Taken about 7 yards deep. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. On first down, Locke. He'll get this one to Patrick. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. In need of only about the length of the football here on second down. Locke going to throw. Finding the open man, and that's Tim Patrick. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Brandon, I think we can see early on they're making a concerted effort to get him the football. So to me, that means they like the match.
Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked up by Justin Reed. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line.
The Texans.
That right there is the inauspicious start that they were hoping to avoid, the turnover on the first possession.
I love how you use those college-bound words like that, inauspicious. Well done. I really appreciate that. But here's the thing for me. I'm just wondering if their game plan is incorrect. You know, I think they felt like they could come in and throw it around pretty well. That interception early, they may rethink how they go about attacking.
Watson's pass.
They'll contain him to just 4. Second down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. Here's Watson. Screenplay, Johnson. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give him 17 on the pickup there, and the Texans also get a new set of downs.
17 yards.
After getting that turnover on the first drive of the game, you'd hate to just stall out the momentum, go 3 and out. They're able to avoid that there.
Yeah, we talk about complementary football all the time, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Defense went out, forced a turnover, gave the ball to the offense. It's now the offense's responsibility to pay that off for them, to show respect to them. Hey, you guys got the turnover. We appreciate it. They want to continue their drive.
Brings up second and a yard at the 9-yard line.
On second and a yard, Watson, the quick slant caught, and he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got it first and goal. First and goal, a chance to convert that early turnover into points. They'll try to run this one in. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1. Looking at this now, you got a couple more cracks here. This close, sneak it.
I don't think you even go into a huddle. Just line up, snap it, and fall in behind those guys into the end zone.
And they'll employ the jumbo set now on 2nd and 1. Now Watson going to sneak it. And he is not going to get in as the big bodies stop him at the 1. Officially no gain on the sneak. Kind of a wasted play there, and now it's 3rd down. Well, the ball mere inches from the white line on 3rd and goal. After the run, Watson going to throw. Open man is Cooks. He's got it. Touchdown, Texans.
Brandon Cooks.
A 1-yard touchdown pass. And the Texans have taken the early lead.
I do believe we came here to see a game, didn't we? And it looks like he's running what we call routes versus air. You just go out there with your offensive unit and throw the football with no defense. He's 5 for 5 on the opening drive.
He was on his game there for drive number 1, but my only thing is now he can't go any higher than that. He was so perfect. Can he do it again later?
Yeah, all he cares about right now is making it 10 for 10, 15 for 15.
Keeping that going.
And he feels like he can get it done.
Taken about 7 yards deep.
They take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 the score as they start 1st and 10. He'll have a 1st down past the 40 and all the way up to the 45-yard line. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. Lock now on 1st down. He's got his big tight end, Fant, and he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Broncos nothing.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Block working out of the gun. He'll find Lindsey here. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. From the gun, it's Locke. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Outright, this one goes to Patrick. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 17 yards for the Broncos there as they've got themselves a 1st down.
The 22-yard line.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Now Gordon on 1st down. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Tackle made by Whitney Merciless.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the Texans' 21-yard line.
Lock to throw on 2nd down. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. That was J.J. Watt getting in there and getting him to the ground. Boy, he came in off the edge so quickly there.
Look out, because that's exactly what it was being shouted by the offensive lineman to his quarterback because he had no chance to block him.
And that will be incomplete.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit. even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
A field goal would tie it, but they want more. They're going for it. Locked to throw for it on fourth. And that is going to be incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And this Texans defense stands tall. Let's take a quick peek ahead to what's coming up on the NFL slate. You got a really good one. A couple of undefeated teams, 5-0 Steelers, 5-0 Titans. Packers and Texans, Charles, wondering how Rodgers and company will respond to their first loss. And then Sunday night, Tom Brady and the Bucs head to Vegas. That should also be a dandy.
Yeah, it certainly should. Don't forget Monday night as well. The 5-1 Bears, 4-2 Rams from L.A. But I'm going to see the Steelers and Titans excited about that game. And the Texans have played really well since they made their coaching change with Romeo Crennel. They could very well have won last week. And, of course, Vegas is coming off of an open week. They're going to be ready for Tom Brady to get to town.
To throw again on second down. Watson. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 7 yards there and a first down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. Flush to his right. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. Let's take a step back and go league-wide for a second, Charles. We talked so much about the players. I wanted to ask you about the coaches. You know, we're a little more than a third of the way through this season. Give me your 3-2-1 on who your Coach of the Year candidates are to this point.
Well, we've got some really talented ones out there, and it's going to be a heck of a race. And now some of them will separate as the season moves on. But to this point, names like Sean McDermott in Buffalo, Matt Nagy in Chicago, they come to mind. But I'm going to start with number 3, and that's Mike Tomlin of Pittsburgh. Continued excellence, gets Big Ben back, the defense playing at a high level, undefeated to this date. My second guy, it's going to be Pete Carroll in Seattle. Again, another guy that we continue to say, okay, every year they're in the playoffs, maybe doesn't get enough credit, has changed their style a little bit in how they're playing and winning more with offense rather than defense. And last but not least, many thought it was a fluke last year when they got to the AFC title game, but they are undefeated right now and a huge comeback win just this past week. Mike Vrabel of the Tennessee Titans.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Watson looks to throw again. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Callahan. And he'll bring this one back to the 29.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
After the turnover, here's Locke. Screen pass to Lindsey.
What's up?
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That one goes for 24 yards. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. 49 yards there, a big one. That was excellent from start to finish, from the blocking to the running, just well executed.
And now let's look ahead, because after that, how about a little play action, maybe a little bootleg? and get the quarterback out on the corner and give him a little run pass option.
And they're right down here looking for 6. Broncos with their first trip to the red zone thus far. This is 1st and goal from about the 8. And this is taken in by Hamler for a Bronco touchdown. 8 yards on the touchdown pass. And the Broncos are an extra point away from tying the football game. He was on point throwing the ball right there. He had the big play to get him down close, and then he delivers a touchdown pass on 1st and goal.
And you mentioned the big play that got him down close. I think that big play left him reeling a little bit. They didn't recover from it. And you know, they always talk about having to have a short memory on defense after a big play against you. Looks like their memory was a little too long there.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And we're under a minute to go here. What's been an even first half all tied up.
Yeah, still time to make something happen, too. A couple completions, just string them together. Could get into field goal range. Let's see what happens.
5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Watson. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39.
Complete.
Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now it's Watson. Flushed out right. He'll run it. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. Throwing again on 2nd down. Watson escaping the pressure right. And this is taken in at the 5. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
Well, that's a heck of a response to regain the lead after we had seen the touchdown to tie the game.
I would say what we just saw there was a great amount of poise, because typically when teams tie the game up, it's a little bit of a, how would you say, you kind of take a step back and have to get yourself regrouped. They regrouped in a hurry, didn't they? They attacked back after they'd been tied.
And in a big way, that was a statement-long touchdown. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the 3rd quarter. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And Carter deciding not to bring this one out. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that. Lets it fly deep for Cobb. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. That is just what this defense was hoping for, an interception on the opening possession of this 3rd quarter.
Obviously didn't want to surrender a touchdown and fall even farther behind, and we've gotten to know this team a little bit, haven't we? Couldn't you just see their defensive leaders telling the offensive guys, telling the quarterback, don't worry, we got you to start things off. You take it from there. They'll
try and get the ground game going. Here's Gordon. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
I have to think a major focus at a halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down. And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on third down. Shotgun snap to Locke. Got a man, it's Judy, complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Good. Great way to convert on third down there. 21 yards the play.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
On 1st and 10, here's Locke. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 41. Fakes the give to Gordon. Now here's Locke to throw. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. J.J. Watt able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Shotgun snap and a give to Lindsey. Finds a seam inside the 40. And down right around the 37. First down marker at the 31. It's 3rd down.
16 yards.
Operating from the gun. Block under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
So 4th and 15, but the offense is staying out there to go for it.
Hey, we got 3 down, 3 down.
They'll go for it. It's Locke. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line.
By the Texans.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
But defensively, you're over there trying to catch your breath and try not to show the offense that you're a little bit fatigued. You're right back out there after the turnover. Now they've got to work towards getting another couple of stops and forcing them into at least a long field goal situation.
And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. 2nd down pass play got them 8 yards. Now they've got a 3rd and a couple remaining. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. Yeah, boy, from up here, I don't think Johnson got there. No, he did not. He needed 2. He got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down and a yard.
Gain of a yard. It's now 4th down.
The field goal unit's going to stay put on the sideline. They're going to go on 4th down here. They turn to the fullback, Gillespie, and he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th. Welcome back now to Denver. It's the Texans in control of the football and leading this game as well as we start the fourth. First down carry here for Johnson. And just a couple yards there down to the 17. As we get late in this one, is altitude a factor for a visiting team in Denver? Is that something that's overplayed?
No, it's real. And I know a lot of the visiting teams like to downplay it because they don't want to get into the heads of their players. But you can't avoid it. As soon as you get to the locker room, you get to the stadium, they always post it in there. Welcome to Denver. Altitude 5,280 feet. The air is rare.
Eluding the pressure right. He's going to take off with it. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a third down situation.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir, able to turn that into a positive gain. The Texans on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Watson, he fakes to Johnson and now looks to throw. Dancing to his left. And he will have a touchdown. 14 yards. And the Texans will add on to their lead. Well, the defensive coverage was good, so good he just decided to make a play of his own, and it worked out.
Yeah, you often wonder if they think to themselves, was the coverage too good to allow him to run the football? But I think you'd rather take your chances with him doing exactly that, and he beat him on that play all the way to the end zone.
It's good, and it is now 21-7.
Makes the score Texans 21, Broncos 7. Kaimi Fairbairn to kick off.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. Taken about 7 yards deep. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they do the interception and finish off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. A throw that's taken in out of the backfield. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 2nd and very short. Defensively, they're okay with that. Short little route, tackle him inbounds. Okay.
All right, cliche alert. It's time for someone to make a play because they've got to have something bigger downfield. They can't just take what they give them. They've got to force it and make something big happen for them.
And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. Now he dumps this off over the middle, and he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Give him 14 yards there and a Denver 1st down.
At the 36-yard line.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the gun, Locke. Steps away to his left. And now he's going to use his legs. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down.
So much for the best laid plans and best designed plays. That was good coverage along the sidelines. No place for that one to get in there. It sails incomplete.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. to throw again. Lock. And it's caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Drew Lock on target to Jerry Jeudy. And the Broncos have cut it to within a score.
Lining up for the extra.
Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a one-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
DeAndre Carter returning it. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
Return. The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Watson now to throw. On the move to his left. He's got his tight end. It's Fells. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A gain there of 21 yards.
They talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run down some clock with Johnson. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage.
Down by Alexander.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10.
7-yard line.
Now it's Watson. Out to his left. Open man, the tight end Fells. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 32-yard line. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Watson. And this is caught by Fells, right side. And they move this all the way down to the 9. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. Throwing now, Watson. Flush to his right. And he's across for the late touchdown. And in the final seconds, that one should just about put a capper on this game.
Well, I'd have to say that for him, that was an all-encompassing.
Kick it and go. Kick it and go. With a stiff arm, spin move, in zone.